Yo, what's up guys? Freeze here, and welcome to my channel. This is my first episode of Entitled Parents. Hope you enjoy it. So, the first story of today is called Entitled Family Abandons Dog Citing a Made-Up Reason. Entitled Mother Screams Bloody Murder when I Restrict Visitation Rights. The obligatory. This happened 7 years ago. I used to volunteer at an animal shelter when I was in high school. Where I am from, shelters overflow, and the adoption coordinators take in and give away dogs with just a signature, no questions asked. Just to add, I love dogs more than life itself. This is especially why this story still makes me rage. Scotty was a big black lab, a 7-year-old gentle giant. All he would ever want from anyone would be a few pets, maybe a belly rub. I met him, the best dog I have ever known, in the worst circumstance possible. He was being abandoned by his family. Enter EM, EF, and EK. EM40 almost tearfully claimed that there is no way they can keep Scotty anymore. EF, late 40s, had just gotten a job in Australia and the family must relocate. They have no financial means to take the dog. I was just a volunteer, so I saw as the shelter manager sighed as she proceeded him to the shelter. The dog has no idea what was happening to him. He just wagged his tail. The entitled family dropped him inside and suspiciously, without a tearful goodbye, left him at the door. Now the shelters in my country are not like those you have in the West. They are basically a free-for-all, a big area in which dogs are just tied. Some roam loose. It's absolute hell, so we try to love the dogs enough to make up for the lack of infrastructure. Now back to Scotty. It has been 2 days and he wouldn't budge from the spot that his family had left him. He would hear footsteps and wag his tail just to be disappointed. He wouldn't eat. He was the saddest dog I have ever seen. I would sit next to him and he would just put his head on my lap and sigh. I couldn't bear it. I took him home. It took him 2 weeks to become happy from depressed. He also had a ton of medical issues. His liver was giving out. I wondered why his ex-family hadn't told us he was this unwell. One day, the shelter got a call. It was the entitled family asking if they could visit Scotty, a red flag one. They had to urgently relocate. Why hadn't they left yet? I told them politely that Scotty needs some time to get used to his new house. EM told me that EK, of age 10, has been crying for him and he wants to see him. I agreed. They came to my house to meet him. Scotty was ecstatic. He was almost ready to leave with EK. What was funny to me was the EM and EF sat in the car while EK went up to pet him and take pictures with him on his phone. He didn't seem emotional and spent about 10 minutes with the dog. This happened 2 to 3 times until I decided it was taking too much of a toll on Scotty. Every time they left, it started all over again. Scotty was sad, depressed, wouldn't eat. I promised myself I'd let him forget these people. They had now started calling me every other week and I asked them when they're going to Australia. When are you guys leaving though? That's none of your business. Well, Scotty's well-being and emotional state is my business, so I can't let you guys meet him again. He doesn't eat for a week after you guys leave. Haha, what emotional state? He's just a dog, listen to yourself. And you didn't even tell us he had a liver problem. He's just a dog, can you calm down? You are not allowed back in my home. Okay, then send the dog back to the shelter. That way EK can go see him now and then without it being such a hassle. Excuse me, this is his house now. So during this time, my dad was in palliative care at home for last stage lung cancer. The house was to be kept quiet to keep my dad comfortable. Scotty would always stand guard outside my dad's room. The doorbell starts ringing frantically. I go to open the door. In barges EK and EM. EM vomiting some rant about how it's her right to meet her dog and pushing the kid to go pet the dog. Scotty was right outside my dad's room, who he had grown very protective of. Now this dog has never barked, he has never whimpered at the most. He sees EK and EM charging towards my dad's room and barks so loud, EM and EK are taken aback. I almost cried out of pride for this boy. He knew who the family was finally. He growled a little, settled back down in the front of my dad's room. Not even a tail wagged their way. They left and never returned. As of 2019, they've never gone to Australia. Pretty sure his liver ailments, which he passed away from a couple of years later, made them think of him as too much of a liability. The second story of today is called Entitled Kid Ruins My Birthday Party and is mad when I don't give her the gifts. So this all happened when I turned 10 and was over at my grandparents' house when it happened. Everything started out fine until it was time for the cake. So I blew the candles out and then they started serving it with some juice. I had gotten my piece before her, and that's when it all started. Entitled kid is as old as me. Why does she get cake first? Well, she's the birthday girl. But I wanted mine first. Entitled kid then proceeds to pout until she gets her slice. Everything was fine with me until she purposely spills her drink on my cake. What the heck? It was an accident. No, it wasn't. I saw you do it. You're lying because you want me to get into trouble. I just got another slice and ate. It was going along smoothly and I had to go to the bathroom, so I did. When I come out, everyone's crowding her because she's crying and won't tell them why until I get in there. EK points to me. She said she hated me when I accidentally spilled my drink on her cake. That's when everyone who was sitting at a table with me pointed out that 1. No, I did not, and 2. She purposely spilled her drink. She then says that everyone at our table was lying. My SD took her away from the rest of the party. Me and my mom went home. Where are all the presents? I put them away, why? But I wanted a popular toy. I wasn't going to give you anything. What? But we're sisters. You ruined my party, lied about me, and now you want my things? No. Entitled kid runs off to SD and complains why she can't have my things. SD takes my side and she pouts away. I'm glad to say she's no longer my stepsister. The third story of today is called Entitled Mother Tries to Sue a Waiter for Not Letting Her Kid Have the Private Wi-Fi Password. Not directly happening to me, but I witnessed it and somehow hard to believe these people exist. I was eating at the local restaurant when the person next to me called over a waiter. I didn't think much of it, but listened in anyway when they started asking for the Wi-Fi. Here's where the fun begins. What's the Wi-Fi password? Oh, we don't have a password on our public Wi-Fi. This Wi-Fi is so slow, I'm talking about the private internet. We don't give out the password. If you're gonna give us a slow free Wi-Fi, at least let people use the private internet. Mom, it's fine, people are... Don't worry, sweetie, I'll get you a good Wi-Fi soon. No, you won't. How about this? I sue you, or you give me the password. Okay, sue us. Not like the cops will do anything about us not giving out company Wi-Fi's password. Haha, I'll be suing you for harassment, honey. Stop, I like eating here. I don't want to get kicked out. I have orders to attend to. EM turned to me and says something I will never forget as long as I live. All that fuss over some Wi-Fi, some people I will just never understand. So guys, the last story of today is called Entitled Mother Screams at Me Cause I Won't Buy Her Son a Fortnite Skin. Enjoy! Some background information. I'm a 15-year-old who worked as a swim instructor for little kids. Also an avid Fortnite player. Get your haha virgin jokes out now, folks. I instructed a group of kids aged 4 through 9 throughout my period working there. 2 of these kids were children of a family friend. Also play Fortnite. Let's begin. Fortnite, for those of you who don't play the game, has a system where you can buy cosmetics for your friends, known as gifting, that is available during some holidays. It recently came back for Valentine's Day, which reminded me of this event that happened around Christmas, the last time the system was available. On one of the last instruction classes before Christmas, one of the kids of the family friend came up to me and asked, "Hey, do you play Fortnite?" Really enthusiastically. Naturally, I replied yes, and he got really excited and asked if I wanted to play sometime. Initially, I thought it was strange for me to play with a kid that age, who I wasn't related to, but I consulted the FF and he said it was fine by him. So I played a couple games with the kid and his brother. They weren't great at the game, but it was fun to play with them. Fast forward to next class. I was walking to the pool when I saw the 2 kids talking to the group about how they play Fortnite with me and how good I was. I suck at the game. I'm not sure where they got that impression. I smiled and went on to the locker room adjacent to the pool to get changed. What I didn't know is that the kids share my username with the entire group. I go home that night and open Fortnite with the intention to play with a friend and discover that I have 13 friend requests and 2 party invites, 1 from each of the kids. From that, I gathered that they must have given the group my username and they had added me under the impression I was going to play with all of them. I joined their party to find that the 2 of them and an additional kid, who we'll call the EK, are waiting. Hey, you down for some squads? Sure I guess. Hey, you wouldn't happen to know why I have so many friend requests today, would you? Oh yeah, we gave the class your username. They really wanted to play Fortnite with you. You're a cool guy. Thanks I guess. We proceed to play a couple games before the three of them eventually have to go to bed. I played some games by myself and then went to sleep. A couple days later, I played with the two kids again and decided, hey, they're family friends. I'll get them something for Christmas. I proceeded to gift them both 2 skins, cosmetic items. They were ecstatic, and I went to sleep that night feeling like a good person. They invite me again the next day, and I decide to play with them again, even though I really wanted to play with my friends that day. I joined the party, and EK and the two are waiting. You bought Kid 1 and Kid 2 skins. Can you buy me one? I'd really love a $20 skin from the shop. Sorry, I bought them skins because I know them and their dad. I'm not made of money. Really? You get paid for working with us. You can't buy 2000 V-Bucks? V-Bucks are the in-game currency. 2000 is equivalent to $20. I don't get paid that much, man. Also, I can't afford to spend all of it on this game. EK persists to argue with me about how it's unfair that I bought Kid 1 and Kid 2 skins but not him. Eventually, Kid 1 and Kid 2 get sick of hearing EK's crap, so they leave the party without a word. In hindsight, I probably should have done the same. 5 minutes later, I hear the sound of headphones slamming down and silence for about 2 minutes. I was just about to leave the party when I hear a different voice come through the party chat. Enter the unholy entitled mother. Hi, are you OP? Yes, who are you? I'm EK's mother. I heard you bought 2 of his peers' items from this game but not him? Yes, that's because I know their family and we're close. Well, that's no excuse to be unfair to my son. What? I think it is. Would you buy a complete stranger a $20 item just cause someone else gave another stranger something? Hello? Please buy my son what you bought those other boys. No, I already told you that. I don't care. Treat my son fairly. I will report you to your supervisor the next time I drop my son off at your classes. Ma'am, I hate to break it to you, but I doubt Mrs. gives a damn about whether or not I give your son something in a video game. Buy my son this item now. It's at this point where I start to question this woman's sanity. You have 60 seconds to give my son what he rightfully deserves, or I am calling your supervisor. It's 10 p.m., ma'am. She's probably not near her phone work. And frankly, based on how you've treated me, I don't think your son deserves crap. Excuse me? You heard me. Buy your son that skin he also desperately wants with your own money. Did you just curse at me, young man? Yes, he actually said that. Yes, I did. PM proceeds to leave voice chat, but not before calling me a white list of expletives. Fast forward to the next class, and final one to Christmas. Supervisor pulls me aside and asks about the incident. I gave her the rundown, and she says I'll have another talk with the EM after class. I'm not completely sure what happened from there, but I assume she was either kicked out of the program or left it out of anger. Regardless, I have not heard from her again nor seen her child. So guys, that was everything I have for today. I'm sorry if there are some mistakes, but this is my first ever video recorded. I am trying my best. Please let me know if you have some advice for future videos. If you have enjoyed this episode, please drop a like and consider subscribing to my channel. I plan on creating videos daily and would really appreciate your support. Thank you and have a good one.